Hi, good morning.
Rich,
We're here with
good to see
you too. Thanks, Ken. We're here with Ken DeCipio from Tavistock Development. We had a conversation this morning that I wanted to get on video for our readers and listeners. Ken, you were talking about some of the really innovative things you're doing at Tavistock.
Absolutely.
A 5G development piece with some of the carriers. Talk about sort of the mentality of what you're doing at Tavistock, because I think you're really onto something.
Sure. Tavistock is a 17 square mile development. It's really, we're creating the best version of oneself, right? So it's whether you're the resident or you're a corporate occupier, we're trying to enhance the ability for people to be the best version. So technology, health and wellness, and what we've established was that by having a robust fiber network and having robust technology, we're able to incubate those ideas.
Gotcha. And so obviously fiber is a very important thing. So you were talking about the fact you've got fiber to literally every business, every home, every square mile.
If you stick a shovel in the ground, fiber comes out. They say that, but we'll see what happens. But
Gotcha.
we do. So we were Cisco's first 1G network in the United States. We have the capability to increase that. Now, in terms of the future going forward, with the talk about 5G, we're looking at ways of how we can become an incubator of 5G. And so now we're working on a strategy to implement a 5G program that could help companies with, the average person getting 5G maybe 2.5 years out. We're looking at incubating ideas today. So dedicating areas, whether it's 200 to 300, 400 acres that we can actually implement a 5G network that incubate those technology and the products.
Gotcha. And you're talking about autonomous vehicles, you're talking about things like making sure that people can get to work, get home more quickly, accidents can be removed more quickly.
And it goes further than the autonomous vehicle. So we have a vehicle program today, Navia. It's a Navia program, a company that's going to be operating the program out of Lake Nona. It's called Beep. But it goes much more than just having the vehicle that's shuttling around Lake Nona. It goes further to let's help create the future of autonomous vehicles in cities. So our first vehicles will be tested in terms of how they interact with the Lake Nona, but how they would interact with other developments. But we also have bike programs. We've now in our second version of a bike program. If you look back, 10, 15, 20 years ago, New Zealand was the first place that they started experimenting with bike programs in Auckland, New Zealand, and what we see today with Lime and some other programs that are popping up across the country. Our reason for doing these things in Lake Nona is the ability for companies to monetize these ideas elsewhere, right? It's not just about Lake Nona, but it's being able to monetize them elsewhere. And if we can get it right, obviously Lake Nona will flourish, but we'll have to do these things in other places as
So
well.
what advice would you have for other commercial real estate owners and development people on what to do and how to do it in terms of the way you've learned through these processes?
Sure. Well, again, the focus is on creating the best version of oneself, right? But at the end of the day, too, is what are corporate occupiers going to, what do they think is important, right? To produce, if you look at three things that the corporate occupier, it's efficiencies, it's recruiting, and it's retention of current employees. Mm-hmm. And if you can meet those, like two of those three boxes you can check, you're going to, they're going to buy into it. Is it a parking strategy where you give the ability to not just have concierge services and ease of parking, but safety, incorporating safety. And so you're using cameras and you're using sensors to actually create a better environment. So then on the flip side, in terms of the transportation, if you start incorporating, traffic flows that are more reliable, traffic, clearing traffic as it happens. If I can get that employee to the office without being stuck 3 days a week in 20 to 40 minutes of traffic because of an accident, or I can clear that accident quicker, I'm producing a more efficient employee at the office.
So I know you have to run back for an event today, but thanks for taking the time to talk to us.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
And we'll be in touch.
Rich, thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.